Is having no credit score the same as having a good credit score or great credit score? So, I do agree with some things that Dave Ramsey says. In others, I adamantly disagree. One of them being that no credit score is a good thing. Which in the mortgage world, I know he's tied to his mortgage entity, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But in my experience in doing mortgages every day, every night, for the last 20 years, having no credit score, yes, we have a loan for you, but it's much more difficult, and it's higher in interest rate, more red tape, more hurdles. We can't move as quick. There's more things for you to do. So for example, if you don't have a credit score, we use something called alternative trade lines. Now what that means is, instead of having your credit score and having credit history, it's a measure of what your future habits will be in managing a mortgage. So if you're late on your car payment and late on your credit cards and you don't pay things on time, that's kind of a sign on how you will most likely pay your mortgage. Not always true, but in general. And that's how they look at it, like it or not. Now, Dave Ramsey just sent a post out, and I made a simple comment, and I wish I would have elaborated more and put some more context, but whatever. I just wanted to voice my opinion that that's terrible advice to have no credit score. All right. Now, what I like to do when someone has no credit score, I offer them an option now, and this is the no credit score option. But most importantly, I offer them a way to generate a credit score and help them maintain their credit scores and educate them, because a lot of people just don't know. Maybe their folks raised them to just pay cash for everything, and they save and they pay cash, and that's great. But in the American credit system, that's not good. Okay. Having credit will ensure that you have great credit scores, and having great credit scores in this country, you can buy anything. You can have the best interest rates. The sky's the limit. In other countries, not so much. In other countries, some South American countries, your credit scores don't matter. It's more, can you put 50% down, right? So a lot of people can't do that. In this country, in the United States of America, if you have a 760 credit score, now credit scores range from 300 to 850. 850 is perfect. I've only seen a few, and I've been up there myself, but I've only seen a few 820 and up. But you've got to pay everything on time. You've got to have a good amount of credit. So 3 credit lines usually, or more, with low balances, with a lot of credit history, credit depth, a good combination of mortgage, credit, installments, credit cards, being managed appropriately. And that's all what it boils down to. Just like, eating a proper habit, having a burger every now and then, it's not the end of the world, right? And taking out new credit, it's not the end of the world. Buying a new car, it has to happen. Just do it wisely. Don't go and shop, where they're going to pull your credit 30 times. That's going to hit your credit. That's going to drop your scores. And that's going to look, the way the credit system looks at it is, if you have 20 people that pull your credit, it says that either, it knows that you're probably shopping. And when it's for a mortgage, it understands that you're shopping for a mortgage. So one inquiry is just the same as 20. Now, if you have someone pull your credit 20 times for a car loan, for example, it's going to hit your scores. And the bureaus look at it as like, this first lender that pulled their credit, they didn't qualify. The next one didn't qualify. So that's where you see it hit your scores. Now, going back to my original topic, which is a no credit score as good as a good credit score? Okay, and we're going to say good is 700 and above, right? 740 in the mortgage world, 740 is prime. Okay, so whether you have a 740 or an 850, same tier from a credit perspective, from an interest rate perspective, from a mortgage insurance, from an insurance. Now, I emailed 2 of my business partners, one being Seth Matthews over at United Heritage Credit Union. He does all my car loans. I refer all my clients to him when I need to lower debt to income ratios to help someone get in a better loan or lower their monthly obligation to help them afford the home they want. I send them over to Seth. So I sent him an email and said, hey, I was just curious. Give me your perspective on Does a consumer with the 780 credit score get a better loan over someone with no credit scores at all? And this is for a car loan, okay? Or any installment loan that the credit union offers. Can you help someone with no credit scores? Just kind of an ad. He said, hello, Freddie. Yes, having a score reporting will yield a much better interest rate. With a no score, the rate would be much higher. It is possible to help a zero score, but also very tough at the same time. Let me know if you need anything else. Car loans, you're gonna pay higher. Okay, I emailed my insurance, and this is kind of just in my world, people that I talk to frequently. I emailed one of my insurance partners, Tim Arch with Arch Insurance, and I said, Tim, does a homeowner with the 780 credit score get a better policy premium over someone with no credit scores at all? He said, yes, when there is a no hit on the credit, it is not as bad as someone with bad credit. Okay, so it's better than bad credit. Makes sense. Keep in mind that each company has a different way of rating it though, okay? If the company being used does not use credit at all, then it would not matter. Great. But most all of them do. A 780 score will always help the premium rate. Case closed. Optoutprescreen.com. Everybody go there, enter your information, opt out from solicitation, from spammers, from scammers. Scammers turn into spammers. In the mortgage world, when you pull a hard inquiry, that information is sold to Experian, to Equifax and TransUnion, of course, for your credit reporting. So those credit bureaus turn around and sell not your credit scores, not your socials or anything like that. It's unfortunately legal, but it's unfortunate because these spammers have turned into scammers. I've had clients contacted and say, okay, I'm calling from your mortgage inquiry, your loan application, and then now it's time for your credit, an appraisal, and they take their credit card information and they've been scammed. I've heard of this, right? So I always forewarn my clients when we pull their credit, say, hey, look, either one, here's a code word, or two, just don't answer your phone the next few days from any 800 numbers or out of area. Avoid those calls. If somebody does call you and say they're calling from our office, then here's a code word. And that's worked. Now, when you complete a credit application with me at yourmortgageguyfreddy.com, we're going to send you a copy of your credit report so you see your scores and your credit history. That's called the soft pull. Okay, we're going to go over that together with you. A soft pull, it looks like a credit report, really nothing different. We get your 3 credit scores, we get your credit history, but it's not a hard inquiry. So the credit bureaus don't sell that information. In fact, it doesn't even look like we ever pulled your credit, okay? Now, we can't proceed into underwriting with that credit report, but it gives us a good idea of where you stand now. And if there's anything that needs to be done, we can assemble a plan and put you in a better position for when the time comes, okay? So if you're looking, I like to say that it's never too early to start getting pre-approved, because if you get pre-approved, 12 months, 6 months, 3 months, 2 months ahead of time, then that's called being proactive and not reactive. Because I can tell you the clients that are reactive and that put off, completing an application and going through all the hassle. And I know it's my world. It sometimes can be a big hassle, but they put that off and then they fall in love with the home. They call me scrambling, Freddie, I need this house. Please help me. And we pull their credit and maybe they missed a credit card payment last month or something needs to be worked on. We've got to, assemble a plan and make sure to put them in the best situation. But, unfortunately, when it's a credit situation, that's not like that, like everything else we can do. It's a process sometimes. Now, if they would have come to me 30 days before, I would have known then. I would have assembled a plan. We would have carried it out. And when they fell in love, we'd be ready, right? So It's called being proactive. So it's never too early to start. Now, this message is for two things that I send my clients, and I'm looking at just an email. I mean, this is what I send one of my clients, to go to. First thing to do is annualcreditreport.com. Go to opt-out pre-screen. Go to ftc.gov and get on the do not call list. Do pay your bills on time. Register yourself. Go to directmail.com to register yourself to be removed from junk mailers. So very important. Don't be a target. Be proactive in this case. So, what we do is we pull a soft pull. I tell you to go do these things. So that way, when I do pull your credit, a hard inquiry, let's say it's 30 days later, 60 days later, 90 days, whenever, rather, you've been removed from that list. So when I pull your credit, you're not going to get targeted by all these people. And that's just unfortunately, that's the sad reality right now. And the credit bureaus have too much money. And they're making more money by selling, hey, Susie just applied for a mortgage. Here are 50 mortgage lenders. Go call the crap out of her. It's terrible. When I pull my credit, that's happened before, but now I do the opt-out pre-screen. I follow my guidance, and I don't. So when I pull my credit, nobody calls me. All right? Opt-out, OPTOUTPRESCREEN.com. We're going to put it up here so that way you can see it. Go to that. The other one, you're always entitled to a free credit report. If you're my client, you get a free credit report every year. But annualcreditreport.com, if you want a better one, email me. All you have to do is complete an application at yourmortgageguyfreddy.com. You'll get a free credit consultation. I do that for everybody. Credit's a big deal. Very big deal. But it doesn't come easy. You've got to work on it. You've got to know what to do. You've got to talk to a professional. And this is what I do. Credit's a big part of what I do day to day. So opt-out pre-screen, go to ftc.gov to register on the do not call list, okay? Go to directmail.com/mail-preference and register yourself to be removed from junk mailers, all right? Opt-out pre-screen, that registers you for 5 years, opt-out pre-screen, okay? So you just have to do it once. And it prevents credit card companies from running your credit without your permission. Also, you can register your children as well to protect them from identity theft, okay? So do that because there's a lot. These guys can get a hold of your kids' socials and run amok. Under the age of 13, you have to print and mail the form. Over 13, you can just do it online, just the same. If you mail your form, you opt out for life, okay? Good thing to do. Those are tips. Cheers.